and welcome to the Cabana Boys Podcast. It's Nelson, as you know. Hopefully you know. Hopefully it's not the first time you've listened or tuned in, but I'm the owner and chief Cabana Boy here at Cabana Boys Events. Welcome to episode number 39. Today we have Adam O'Connor, the founder of Smidge Beverage Co. I don't know if you guys remember, 2 episodes ago, the episode with Bud Shaw, I shared a networking story at Total Wine. This is now the manifestation of that networking event at Total Wine. Adam and I met at Total Wine, just serendipitously. So how you doing, man?
Good. Thanks for having me. Yeah, I've done so many demo events in stores. I mean, I've done probably over 100. And yeah, I meet all sorts of people. So it's kind of cool to meet someone and then get asked to be on the podcast. It's my first podcast.
Let's go.
Excited to be a part of it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, we have a special Cabana Boys cooler today because of what you represent, like your business. Can you tell us about it before we pop it open?
So I launched Smidge. It's a lightly boozy vodka soda. It's 2.5%, 50 calories in a can. So it's half of your standard drink and just a smidge of real vodka. So that was the concept. And I got to give credit where credit's due. My mom came up with the brand name.
Okay.
So I came up with the concept and we're kicking around brand names. And my mom said, you just got to smidge in and shorten it to Smidge. So I give her full credit. She's super creative. Yeah. And she'll get some common stock at some point.
That's awesome. Well, let's break it open. I'm excited.
Let's do it.
I bought the, we'll have you, I'll do a little like showcase here since we have the founder. All right. So first we have a pineapple papaya.
Yep. So that's our newest flavor. We launched it in January.
Looks delicious. And then we have a orange blossom strawberry. Sounds amazing. And we have a blackberry cucumber. This is the one that I bought.
Yeah, that's the sleeper right there. Okay. Most people, they knock it and then they try it and they change their mind.
It's really good. I'm going to try something new since I've already tried the blackberry cucumber. Which one do you want?
What are you going to go with? I've had them all.
So. Oh, really? I'm shocked. I've been on kind of like a tropical kick lately, so I'm going to do pineapple papaya.
I'll take the orange blossom.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right, so I feel like this is probably like asking a parent about their favorite child, but which one's your favorite?
It's hard. It's really hard to say. I think it depends really on what I'm doing. I mean, some people have said they want the blackberry cucumber in the evening or orange blossom like morning, afternoon time.
Morning, nice.
So yeah, you know what I mean? So, but it's really hard to say. I mean,
it's situational.
Yeah, it just depends. I mean, also, I think it comes down to, if you want to drink it for the purpose of what it's made for, like in between drinks. So if you're day drinking, whatever, it's a really good mixer too. Some people like to use it as a mixer.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that's a tough question. I think honestly though, like I said, the blackberry cucumber is kind of sneaking ahead as the kind of leading one. And I did not think that.
Really?
And
it's funny your bestseller?
It's kind of been 50-50, a little bit orange, a little bit more, but it's hard to know because the pineapple's so new. Because I launched orange, blossom, strawberry, and blackberry cucumber in August in retail.
Gotcha.
So they've just got more time in the market. But the blackberry cucumber was like a gut decision. So my sister, I said, hey, any ideas on flavor combos? And she came up with it.
Nice.
I guess there's a LaCroix fusion water flavor like that. And she thinks it's really good and hard to find.
Yeah.
And so we just tried that flavor combo. And when we tried it, we just whoa. And so it was a gut decision launch. But the other two, I did market research and kind of tested it based on people's purchase intent and all that type of stuff.
When did you start the company?
So I founded it in 2023. I was still working in a corporate job. I was working for a big wine producer.
Oh, wow.
So before that, I worked in distribution. So the way that alcohol is kind of unique in that there's 3 tiers. So you have the producer, then you have a distributor, then you have the retailer.
Mm-hmm. I remember that from like U.S. history class in high school.
Yeah. So that was after Prohibition and all that. So alcohol is a unique one because you can't just sell it directly to the customer. You have to use a wholesale license. So it makes barrier to entry a lot more difficult. So I got both sides of the coin, being with a distributor, and then I worked at the big wine producer, and they're a huge wine company, national brands all over the country, international. So that's how I kind of got some experience. And I came up with the idea because I was getting this email every day actually about industry news. And I just kept seeing the trends of people drinking less, and then athletic brewing with the non-alcoholic market, and all these NA cocktails or mocktails, I guess you can call them, popping up, 0 proof on menus. And I just kind of thought, why is no one kind of going in between? Because I like to drink. I like to have a glass of wine, cocktail, whatever. But sometimes you don't want to get too carried away, or you want to keep the evening going, or you're playing golf. So I just thought, what if I just cut it in half? And seems like it's a simple concept, but there's a lot of adoption that still needs to happen, because some people don't understand the concept, and some people literally say, this is amazing. So we're going to start seeing more and more options like this pop up. I've seen a few in other states. Okay. So it's nice to see other people coming out with ideas too, because like rising tide lifts all boats. Totally. So you've probably seen that with your business, people that are doing similar type of concepts. It helps you out. So I don't really believe in competition. I think there's room for everyone.
Yeah, that's awesome. Do you feel like you were the kind of a first mover though, at least in Arizona?
Yeah, first in Arizona for sure. I mean, there's a couple other ones that are like lower. I know there's a brewery that's local that has a day drinker. Okay. And it's 3.5%.
But that's like one product in their portfolio.
One product, yeah. So my mission is to just focus on low alcohol beverages and just focus on the category, and no more. It's not hard seltzer. It's actually a vodka soda. So it's real vodka. Hard seltzer is basically sugar. Just they dump it in a tank, and then it ferments and eats up the alcohol. So that's the difference too. I mean, White Claw and these other brands, they're still big and they're growing, but there's been a slight decline. So you've probably had High Noon. Right. I mean, High Noon is everywhere. It's ubiquitous. Right. So they're kind of the leader in the category.
Gotcha. That's awesome, man. Yeah. I know we only know each other a little bit, but I'm a big fan already. This is delicious. Yeah. And like, I'm in my 30s now. I don't want to get like shit-faced, you know, every weekend. You know, I have a family. Like, it's not a priority of mine anymore, but I still want to, enjoy myself and like loosen up a little bit and have fun, but I don't want to feel like horrible the next day. But do you have people like drinking twice as many of these as a result?
Oh yeah. And that's sometimes what I tell restaurants and bars and even retailers. People have to buy twice the amount because it's half the alcohol. And then some people say, well, I don't understand. You're priced the same or more than something with more alcohol. Why should I buy this? And I said, well, first of all, it obviously tastes good, but anyone can duplicate the taste of your product. I mean, all the Liquid Death is a great example. It's just water in a can. There's nothing special about it. So it's all marketing. And that's why it just really comes down to no one can copy who you are and what you stand for. And it's all brand and trademark. So, in what you look like on the shelf. Totally. So worked hard on the packaging to make it stand out. You can see it's very simple. The trademark and then the flavor, and then obviously the true value proposition is what makes it unique, is that it's low alcohol. So, I mean, again, I like to have my old fashioned, my martini, but you have 2-3 of those, not going to be so pretty that night or the next morning. So swap it for a Smidge.
So are you just like a solo founder? Do you have partners or?
Solo founder. Yeah. I've had the amazing support and backing from my parents, who were both entrepreneurs their whole lives. So my mom, she did interior design basically out of college.
My mom
and
too.
Then, oh, nice. Yeah. So she's got an eye for things, hence the creativity on the brand name. And then my dad did commercial real estate for the majority of his career. So just following in the footsteps. And then my grandpa as well. He was an entrepreneur, huge risk taker. I mean, he owned a circus. He bought real estate in San Diego. So he was definitely kind of a high risk, high reward, but so it's a little bit in my blood.
That's awesome. Yeah. So I know there's some significance to the 2.5% alcohol. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah. So I really wanted to do something to give back to community. And one thing was that I was trying to think of ways that I could do this, and it just kind of came to me that I had cancer as a kid. I had leukemia, and I was diagnosed when I was, I want to say 4 years old. And I was treated at Phoenix Children's Hospital. So I'm born and raised Phoenix.
Okay.
So I was treated at Phoenix Children's. I had 36 months of chemotherapy.
Wow.
And this was back in the 90s. So the survival rate from leukemia at the time was like 50%.
Yeah.
Now it's probably in the 90s just because medicine has come so far.
Right.
But yeah, so I've pledged for Smidge Beverage Co. to donate 2.5% of all profit to pediatric cancer research.
That's amazing.
With PCH being one of the primary recipients.
Okay.
So yeah, it's important to me. And also, aside from the actual donation piece, I mean, I'm not profitable yet.
Yeah.
Consumer goods is so tough to be
Totally.
to turn a profit. It takes years.
Yeah.
And because you're selling $3-4 of happiness at a time. So my hope is to inspire other people to kind of do something. It doesn't have to be financial or monetary. It could be you donate your time, or you donate product, or whatever it is, just giving back. One of the biggest vodka companies, Tito's.
Right.
That's kind of one of their biggest things. They give a lot of product out. It's Tito's Love, I think, is their whole foundation. Okay. Yeah. And that's kind of the way they started, was really grassroots, just donating vodka. Because again, there's so many vodkas out there, but really what sets them apart is how they communicate with their customers and, the grassroots type stuff. So, cool story, actually. The social media agency team that I hired, because I gave that up because I was just, you got to have an eye for that. You know how it is. You got to delegate the stuff that you're not good at. So they actually were so moved by the donation piece that they also pledged to donate 2.5% of our monthly retainer rate to a cause of, their choice.
Oh my gosh. That's so cool.
Yeah. The cause that they picked was congenital heart disease, because her son suffered from it.
Oh, wow.
And it was so ironic too, because my older sister had that when she was born. So it was just,
oh my gosh.
We were doing the call when she told me that. We were both in tears.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool to see the impact already.
That's super cool, man.
So
I'm really impressed. Like this is an awesome concept. And the fact that you're giving back, it like makes it, you're not just selling another seltzer, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everybody and their mom has a seltzer nowadays. Like,
yeah, it's competitive. I mean, and again, there's room for everyone.
Right.
I mean, some people get super like, oh, this and that with you're copying my idea. But at the end of the day, there's so many great products out there, and so many different consumers for different reasons of what they want. So
that's awesome. Dude, I'm a big fan.
What do you think of the pineapple papaya?
It's very good. So I was just talking to somebody earlier today. The state of Hawaii has like come across like my life a lot recently.
Okay.
And then not that this is like solely Hawaii, but like tropical stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like I found this new restaurant that I really like that's Hawaiian. Like I have a couple friends that went to Hawaii recently. Like it's probably the Instagram algorithm that's like a lot of Hawaii videos. Like I'm a big fan of the tropical
Cabana
stuff.
Boys needs to get out to Hawaii.
That would be amazing.
Hey.
I was actually looking up top bachelorette destinations recently, and like Hawaii popped up. And I'm like, I don't think that's a top bachelorette destination. Like
you never know.
It's a long trip.
Yeah, that is a long trip, but it could be.
So how long have you been doing this full time then?
So I was working, like I said, for the big corporate company in wine. Came up with the idea. I was working on it like nights and weekends, and they laid me off in December of 2023. And so that was kind of, it gutted me. I mean, I cared so much about my job, took a lot of pride in it. I enjoyed what I did. And granted, I was working crazy hours.
Yeah.
But, the corporate grind it's not for everyone, but, kudos to people that do it, So I got laid off, and I just took it as a sign. Now's my time. Because I'm not married, I don't have kids or anything like that, except for my pug.
Yeah.
But I just said, this is a sign. So I went ahead and just took the leap of faith, and it was quite a ride getting from the idea to getting product on the shelf. So,
we don't need to go into like all the specific detail, but like, where do you start? I mean, do you like... Where do you find like somebody you're not like making this in a bathtub, right?
No. It's everything that you see out in the market, whether it's a canned beverage or hummus or whatever, it's all done by a co-manufacturer. So you have to find someone that can produce it to, the specs that you want and basically at the scale you need. So in order to get scale, to get better costs, you need to find someone that can do the certain amount that you need for the demand. So just honestly, a lot of Google, a lot of networking with people that have come before.
Yeah.
I've been very fortunate to talk to other founders within the beverage space.
Okay.
Just as, to pick their brain and get, advice. And also I have a couple advisors that help me with ops and sales and marketing.
Nice.
So it's just been really helpful and that's my goal. I hope to one day do that for other founders, whether it's in consumer goods. I mean, consumer goods it's awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
I've already got ideas of other categories of things that I want to launch.
Really? I was going to ask you, Smidge Beverage Co. Is that kind of, you like created kind of an umbrella?
Yeah. So the goal is to obviously go into other categories, but they always say nail it before you scale and expand. So I have aspirations to potentially do a beer product.
Nice.
Maybe a gin based one. Never know. Could do THC. That's pretty popular right now. So, but for now, I just want to focus on the vodka soda and just really nail that first, because as soon as you start spreading yourself too far, it kind of, your identity gets lost a bit.
I can relate to that for sure.
Yeah. So it's tough. You got to stay focused and stay the course.
Yeah. That's awesome. What do you do outside of work, if there is an outside of work?
Fortunately, I've hired a couple people to help kind of let me focus on other things. Like you said, you're not in the weeds as much with your business, focusing on only the stuff that you can do,
right?
Which takes a long time to appreciate and understand, being able to let go. So I've had more time for myself, really active in, I like to lift weights, I swim, and I, was hiking quite a bit. The weather is going to turn here pretty soon, although it's been cold and windy the last couple of days. Yeah. So, I mean, just spending time with my family and just trying to take time to reset and do things for me so I can, keep at it with the business.
Yeah, for sure. You said you're from Phoenix?
From Phoenix, yeah. Nice. Born and raised.
Nice.
One of the few left.
Yeah, there's not many.
So are you from here? I can't remember.
No, I'm from Portland, Oregon originally.
Yeah.
But moved here right after college. So been here for a little while.
Pre-COVID?
Yeah, no,
Yeah. So I consider you kind of a local then.
I moved here in 2012. And then
so you've been here for a while.
Lived here for like 3 years, then moved to Texas for a few years, and then moved back.
Where in Texas?
Austin.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So that's one reason
that was fun.
It was a blast. Yeah. Great city. That's one reason why we opened up Austin as our second market.
Okay. Oh, great market for this business.
Yeah. So, and it's now still our second largest market in terms of volume. So, but I like it here. It's nice.
Yeah. Isn't Scottsdale the number one bachelorette destination now?
It's number 2 behind Nashville.
Oh, Nashville's number 1.
Yeah.
I thought it surpassed.
All the latest data I've seen is still Nashville number 1.
Okay.
But the bigger you get, the harder it is for you to grow, you know? So Nashville and Scottsdale are so big now that they're not like growing at the same rate.
Yeah.
Well, there's other ones like 30A, for example, which is the Florida Panhandle. That's growing a lot.
Okay.
Like Tampa, San Diego, those are also growing quite a bit. So, we're trying to expand and like not be so reliant on like one or a couple cities. We're in 7, so we're like pretty diversified anyway. But if we're in like 15, then we can kind of keep up with trends. And
it's impressive. Scaling is tough. I mean,
it's hard
in any type of business. So
it's definitely tough.
Kudos to you going into other states.
You too, man. Cheers again.
Cheers. Yeah.
So you're only in Arizona right now.
Only Arizona right now. Yeah.
But where would you what's another state you have your eye on?
So yeah, there's some goals that I want to hit before I expand into other markets and just kind of get really saturated in Arizona until you start moving elsewhere. But I think obviously California would be great. I also think Colorado would be really good. So Colorado's an interesting one because there's not a lot of liquor and it's so funny because this is vodka based, so it's considered liquor.
Oh, interesting.
So even though it's lower than beer and wine, there's certain stores and restaurants and stuff that can't sell it because they don't have a liquor license.
Oh, interesting.
So Colorado's unique because there's so many independent markets like liquor stores. So you're not at the mercy of when a chain store is going to bring you in.
Yeah.
And you only get one shot a year basically.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's challenging to grow in retail, but I would say California, Colorado would probably be the next.
Like, I feel like targeting states that are like a little bit more wellness driven, like you're probably not going to go to like, no disrespect, but like Alabama or something like that, right? South Carolina.
Yeah. Yeah. I had a guy on LinkedIn say he works for a distributor and he said, "Oh, you need to come to Louisville and Kentucky." And I just thought, I don't know if I'm, going to be there quite yet. It just seems like there's a lot of adoption and change that needs to occur before that. So, I mean, wellness, like Colorado, there's so much outdoor activity. I mean, ski resorts, all that type of stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So,
well, I love the backstory, love the product. You got a fan
Thanks.
in me, at the very least. I asked you to bring 2 truths and a lie.
Okay. I'm ready.
You have them ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. We don't know each other barely at all, so if I get this right, I'm going to be impressed.
Yeah, I'll be impressed too.
Hey!
Yeah.
Just a
I love
smidge.
it. He's caught on already.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, 2 truths and a lie. I'm a twin.
Okay.
I'm a huge Beatles fan.
Okay.
And I was the lead in my 8th grade musical.
Oh, man. I have no idea, but I'm going to get an educated guess here.
Quiz him about Beatles.
I'm not the right guy to quiz about Beatles. Who are the Beatles?
Name all 4 of them.
Wait, you can ask questions?
No.
This is a new 2 truths and a lie game that I've never played.
Sorry, this is our version. No, so I'm going to say, you say twin, Beatles, and musical?
I was lead of the 8th grade musical.
8th grade musical. That's a little trick, Ted. I asked them to repeat them, and if they screw up one,
Gotcha.
Nice. I like it.
I'm going to say the lie is the Beatles.
Oh, you got it.
Let's go.
Nice. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I was going to use a different one, another truth, but I said that I swim on the free time. I was going to say I've swam from Alcatraz Island.
Okay.
Which is actually a truth.
Really?
Yeah, but I already gave up that I swam, so I was like, dang it. So I had another one in my back pocket.
Yeah.
And it was either Beatles or T Swift, but that's too obvious. It's too obvious.
Who doesn't love Taylor Swift? Right?
My twin sister said, you should say you're a Swiftie. And I'm like, I don't know. So then I picked the Beatles instead.
Yeah. So you have a twin sister.
Twin sister, yeah.
Nice. Is she still in Phoenix?
She's in LA.
Okay.
But yeah, it's always funny when I tell people I have a twin because they're so shocked. And then I say twin sister and they say, are you identical? And I say, I sure hope not.
Doesn't work like that.
Someone's not telling me something if we are. So we're fraternal, but yeah. And
Is she in the beverage industry?
No, she's a creative. So she does creative videos for marketing purposes for different companies.
Nice.
So she's an entrepreneur as well.
Nice.
So
that's great. Does she help you out with some of your stuff?
She hasn't yet, but I'm just not there. She's a little bit pricey for me.
Gotcha.
But eventually I'll get in the budget.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Beatles is a lie, but you were the lead in your 8th grade.
I was, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and the lead. So the play was the Nifty 50s.
Okay.
And so it's kind of a funny story actually. I'm
having another one.
Do it. You have to have 2.
Yeah. I'm going to try the orange blossom strawberry.
So I was the lead, and the other guy that got selected as the lead, there were 2 casts. He said, I'm not doing this. I'd rather be like behind the set doing lighting. So I had to do both casts. And of course there was a solo. And so I had to sing It's Tough to Be a Teenager in Love. And
nice.
A little bit of it.
Yeah.
And it was so funny because my parents they had no idea. And I got up there and I was like doing this like hip sway, but it goes like, it's tough to be a teenager in love. Anyway, so, they were very shocked because I was a pretty shy guy when I was growing up. I was very reserved. I still am pretty reserved, but yeah, so it was fun. But that was my short career in acting and musical and singing.
It's funny. So I have a funny story to tie this all together. So in 8th grade for me as well, I was in it wasn't like a full blown musical. It was like a drama class.
Okay.
And so you had to do like a play that, what you performed it in front of the whole school, but it wasn't like a year long preparation with all the set and costumes and everything. But I was the janitor in this play. and I had like headphones on, and I had like a broom, and I was lip syncing "Twist and Shout" by the Beatles in front of my whole 8th grade class. So
That's awesome.
Kind of similar.
What was the name of the janitor, or was it just janitor?
I don't remember. I don't think we got that far.
It was a very important role, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that's cool.
Yeah. So I'm glad I got that. There we go. This one's very good as well, by the way.
What's your favorite? It's hard to decide.
So I feel like this
They're
one
also
has
different.
a little bit of a stronger flavor.
Yeah.
Like just slightly. It's not strong. Is not the right word, but it's like a little
More flavorful.
Mm-hmm. But I think I still like the pineapple papaya.
Yeah, I mean, that's why it's hard for me to decide too, because they're all just so different.
Yeah. My wife is currently pregnant, and otherwise she'd be drinking, because I bought these ones when I saw you.
Yeah.
And she's like, I want to try. I'm like, sorry, babe.
Oh my gosh,
Can't
I know.
do that.
I was doing a tasting and demo once, and this lady, she was pregnant. She's like, I can drink these. And I just thought, I'm not going to condone it or say don't do it, but I'm like, I don't know. Just that gets kind of like a gray area.
Do you have any like crazy stories about tastings, or just like the industry?
It's so, I mean, you sample, thousands of people.
Yeah.
And I'm actually going to one after this to go
really?
hang out. But I think the funniest thing was I was serving some Smidge in I used plastic cups.
Yeah.
And the lady said, you shouldn't be using plastic. It's bad for the environment and all these different things. I'm like, I appreciate the feedback, but I don't know what else. I guess paper.
Yeah, she's not wrong, but like, what's the alternative?
Is that any better?
Yeah.
So she made me pour it in she had a like thermos thing that holds water, like an aluminum one,
Oh my gosh.
like a Stanley or something. She made me pour it in there.
Yeah.
And then she didn't realize it was alcohol when I poured it in, even though I told her. It's kind of a funny, but again, I've seen a lot of different funny things, or people that you start to see the same people too when you go to the same stores. And so I'd sample the same person like 3 or 4 times, but they never buy it. And I'm kind of like, I literally said, you've had it before. Why don't you buy some? Like, cause it's just, it's a small business. It costs money to sample, and it's time and it's effort. But so you see, it's just people are interested.
Yeah. So. I don't know if I told you this. I used to work in the beverage industry.
Oh.
Like before this, my first job out of college was working for a distributor.
Okay.
As well. We can talk.
Oh, wait, I
offline
think you
about
did
that.
tell me this, but it was in another state, and I can't remember.
No, it was here.
Oh, it was Alliance, you said? Yeah. Before the name change and all that.
And there was like my first route that I was running as a salesperson. I went to the same store every morning at like 5:30 in the morning. Mm-hmm. And right when the doors would open, like clockwork, there would be one guy that comes in at like 6:01. He'd buy like a 4-pack of the Bailey's minis and just go buy those and leave.
Yeah.
Every day. I'm like, dude.
What store was it?
It was a Fry's down in Gilbert. Yeah. But yeah, so you get some characters.
So
in this industry.
were you merchandising? Or
No, I was
you were
selling,
calling
but
on the account?
it was like I had a merchandiser, but I would like send them off to like another store. This is just like a relationship building thing.
Yeah.
But then there was I remember one time I was doing a sampling event at the Fry's over there at like 44th and Thomas.
Okay. Yeah.
I was sampling vodka. And same thing, little tiny plastic cups, vodka. It's like you don't want to pour a whole shot. It's just like a little sip.
Yeah, you're
like,
not legally allowed to.
Right. It's just
an
like
ounce of it.
barely any. I was like, hey, would you like to try some? She's like, no, I'm driving.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I get that all the time. And I literally say, it's just a smidge though. And they're like, no, I'll feel it immediately.
yeah.
So
people are funny.
I mean, it's a fun part of it. I mean, it definitely, it's the most important thing to get it out there and, have people try it.
Yeah.
So
It's definitely fun. There's a saying they have like,
liquid to lips.
Liquid to lips.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah.
So
that's awesome. Well, I think we got time for one quick fishbowl question. I'll pull it out and we'll both answer it.
I can reach it. Okay. Yep. I'm going to read it. Let's see. If you could be a contestant on any game show or reality show, which one it would be? Oh, this is a good one.
Yeah, that's a good
nice
one.
job.
Okay, I have one answer. I have a little bit of I'm alluding to something that may or may not happen in the future. There's a business related game show. And I'll leave it at that. Yeah.
Wait, so that's your
Is that
answer?
technically a game?
No, I mean, yeah, you're competing for something.
See, maybe we're thinking about different things. Okay.
Okay, so gosh, I would have to say Survivor.
Yeah.
Just because I think that one, it's a cool show, and two, I just feel like I could suffer through it, and but I'm also not manipulative, and I feel like you have to be manipulative in
You
that.
gotta be
you
a
gotta
little
play
bit.
the game and all
Yeah.
that, and I just think I would hope to win. I mean, I used to swim and I did triathlons professionally, so I feel like I have
wow.
the endurance side of things.
You left that part out.
I know.
Professional triathlete. Jeez.
Yeah, so whenever I watch those shows, or like maybe Fear Factor, that'd be a good one. Although I
okay.
wouldn't want to eat all that, like the bugs and
Like,
stuff or
sit in
whatever.
a
Did you ever
thing
watch
full of
that show?
snakes. Yeah,
With
yeah.
Joe
It was
Rogan?
Terrifying. No thanks.
So anyway, we need to bring Fear Factor
Yeah.
back.
Have you ever seen the Dave Chappelle spin off Fear Factor?
No.
Oh my god, you got to look that up after this. Hilarious.
Okay.
So
Wow.
funny. All right, so Fear Factor is your answer, or the Survivor?
No, I feel like Survivor because I wouldn't want to do all the eating bugs and stuff.
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
I mean, that's where I would cross like maggots.
No thanks.
Cross the line on that one.
No, I'm all good on that. Well, cool, man. Well, thanks for
Hey,
coming on.
thanks so much
This has
for
been
having me.
awesome.
It's fun.
Love the backstory. Love the product. Tell people where they can buy it.
Yeah, so we're AJ's Total Wine and Trevor's, and then we have a new retailer coming pretty soon here this summer. I'm real excited about, but secret right now. But yeah, go check it out and give us a try.
What about online? Like social media?
No online yet, just because again, alcohol makes it really complicated. There's
Yeah.
all these hoops to jump through.
What about like Instagram or something? Can they just follow you on Instagram?
Yeah, follow on Instagram. It's just Smidge Beverage.
Okay.
And yeah, so thanks for having me. It's
Right
fun.
on. Of course. Thank you guys for listening. Appreciate you tuning in. Help us grow the show by telling a friend. Give us a 5-star review, and we'll catch you next time. See ya.
Thank you for listening to the Cabana Boys Podcast. Please like and subscribe to get new episodes as they're released. Write to the show by sending an email to the Cabana Boys Podcast at gmail.com. You can find the video version of the show on YouTube at the Cabana Boys YouTube channel. The Cabana Boys and all other related brands are also on Instagram and TikTok at Cabana Boys Podcast, the Cabana Boys, the Cocktail Cowboys, and the Cocktail Boys. This has been a T-Door production.